happened in a flash. The siren sounds, a moment of fear. We lie on the ground. The dance is done. Torah's back in the ark. The sun might be shining, but the world's gone dark. But deep within us something shifts, a memory given to us as a gift. The courage and the strength to get up from the floor. We're ready cause we know what we're fighting for. Like a lion we roar. Like a lion we roar. We're in it together, join hand in hand. B'yachad nenatzeh, united we stand. It's moments like this, with our backs to the wall, that we're strongest of all, strongest of all, strongest of all. They come to destroy, but instead they expose. For in moments like this, our nation glows. Every sort of Jew, they reach deep inside. Ooh, praying, giving, sending, hearts open wide. What divides us is forgotten now. People are responding to a silent vow. An army of love, a family all in. No matter who you are, where you're from or been. Kulam b'yachad. That's why we always win. Why we always win. We're in it together, join hand in hand. B'yachad nenatzeh, united we stand. It's moments like this, with our backs to the wall, that we're strongest of all, strongest of all, strongest of all. We're in it together, join hand in hand. B'yachad nenatzeh, united we stand. It's moments like this, with our backs to the wall, that we're strongest of all, strongest of all, strongest of all. Am Yisrael chai, b'yachad Am Yisrael chai, chai chai v'kayam. Am Yisrael chai, b'yachad chai 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 v'kayam.
Hey kids, welcome back to the next episode of the InKredible Kids podcast. My name is Moritz Siri, and I will be your host through this incredible journey. We are going to meet many incredible kids. They are going to share with us their stories. Some of them super cool and different like you've never heard before, and some you may say are just ordinary, but all of them incredible. If you have great ideas, email me today at ikidspodcast@gmail.com. And now it's time for
InKredible Kids!
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Tehillim Army. Welcome back to the Tehillim Army. And wow, I see so many people already here. It's so good to have everyone here. Baruch Hashem, it's raining here, and I got so happy to see that it was raining, because that means that if it's raining, obviously rain is gishmei bracha. You should be happy when there's rain, especially in the springtime. But that means that, more people have a need to do something right now, like come on to Tehillim Army. Because when it's sunny outside and pretty and nice and everyone's running around, sometimes it's hard to focus ourselves to be here by 6 o'clock. So thank you everyone for being here. And I chose that song from the new Shweki CD. I mean, I still call it a CD, even though I don't even listen on 24/6, but from the new Shweki album, it's called United We Stand, but the words that go over and over and over again in that song are Am Yisrael Chai, and what are the next words? Who knows them? Let me see if you know them. Am Yisrael Chai, B'yachad Ninatzeach. That's right. So those words are repeated over and over again, and there's a lot of people who've been saying those words a lot. Am Yisrael Chai, right? And B'yachad Ninatzeach. Together we will win. And there's one person in particular who I think that all of us could agree has been saying the words B'yachad Ninatzeach more than anyone else probably in history. And his name is Shai Graucher. And Baruch Hashem, we have the zchus of hosting him on our program. And he has, and I'll just tell you a tiny bit, and then I'll introduce, just, say thank you to our incredible sponsors. But Shai Graucher, even if, let me just see, let me see from you guys. Raise your hand if you guys know who Shai Graucher is. Let me see. Now, before the war happened, and there's a lot of people raising their hand right there, okay? Before the war happened, before the war started 6 months ago, people knew him because he had a very, very, very special job. And his job was to help out Rav Chaim Kanievsky in Bnei Brak in Eretz Yisrael. Huge Gadol Hadar, huge Talmud Chacham, and his job was to help him like with some of his svarim, to write some of his svarim, and he worked with Art Scroll, and he was with him a lot, and he got to spend a lot of time with the biggest Gadol. So he's a very, very special person. Also, his father was a very, very famous singer in Israel called Betty. And his father did tons and tons and tons of chesed always. And his father, Dedi, actually passed away. He was nifter right before the war started. I think it was like in the summer. And so when the war happened, Shai said, you know what? I made a promise when my father was nifter, when his father died, he said, I miss my father very much. And since my father always did chesed, and he loved every type of Jew, and he always tried to help, I am going to do whatever I can to be like my father, and I'm going to do as much chesed as I can. And so when the war happened, he didn't wait 1 second. He right away, probably like, I don't even know how and what, but he used whatever connections he had to just start helping every soldier, every person who was a hostage, every person whose family was affected, people's wives, people's children, people's grandparents, people's neighborhoods. And the amount of things that this person has done for chesed in Eretz Yisrael right now during this war is like literally not normal, unbelievable. And it's just so special to be able to meet someone like that. So since he is so incredibly busy and he lives in Eretz Yisrael and he hardly gets to sleep, I recorded this conversation. I'm going to show it to you on a video. And before I do that, I just want to say a huge thank you to our sponsor. So number one, we have a sponsor anonymously this entire week. Thank you so much for sponsoring Tehillim Army, even if it's anonymous. And you actually inspired someone else to be anonymous tonight, because someone said, I'll be anonymous too, just like the anonymous sponsor who's always anonymous. So I guess it's the new trend, and it's a very special way of giving tzedakah and supporting something. But we're going to say thank you to the anonymous family for a refuah shalima to Ahuva Tzipora Bas Shendel Leah, and happy birthday to Ahuva Eisenberg. And also tonight is sponsored by the Berman family, Le'iloi Nishma Sima Yehudes Bas Eliezer Baruch. And tonight is also sponsored by the Davids family, by the incredible kid Shana Davids and her family, L'Schos Refuah Shalima for Moshe Yerachmiel ben Chaya Sarah. And yes, thank you so much to all of you. And you can still sign up for Glick if you live in Muncie, or if you live in the 5 towns, or if you live in Lakewood or Baltimore. If you live in any of those cities, it starts on Sunday, and it's a full week of Sunday to Sunday of programming. You could check out glickgirl.com, and 732-36-GLICK is their phone number, and you could say, I'm an incredible kid, and they'll give you a discount. And we also have a very, 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 very exciting program to announce that I'm collaborating with something very special. And I just want to tell you about it for 1 minute. So there's a man who called me, and he said that he thinks it's very important that all people, but especially children, remember how it's important to stay healthy, right? We could be healthy by eating healthy, by exercising healthy, by doing all kinds of like healthy habits, we call them, right? So there's a challenge over Pesach that if you fill out this chart, that you can win tickets into a giant raffle after Pesach. And I'm going to tell you exactly how you can enter this contest. It's totally free to be part of it, so you don't have to pay any money. And I'm going to put the links on my website, Emertz Hashem, over the weekend, and you'll be able to see. It's going to start. Today is April 11th, so it starts officially on April 17th, which is on Wednesday. So it's going to be from Wednesday, and it ends on May 1st, and it's 15 days, and you're going to be a healthy hero. So it's called the Nefesh Inspired Kids Health Challenge, and you're going to hear more about it. And there's really, really good prizes. And every like sometimes you're in a contest and there's like a chart, and like you don't finish the whole chart, and you're like, oh, whatever, I can't do anything, I'm not going to win. You know what I mean? This is the type of thing that like every few checks you get a ticket. So it doesn't matter if you skip a day, or we try to do as much as we can, but you get points for a lot of different things that you do. And I'm going to show you more about it on Sunday, and I'm going to post the chart so that you could print it out so you could get ready to start on Wednesday. And I'm going to try it. I mean, am I allowed to? I hope I'm allowed to, but I'm definitely going to encourage my children to do it. I'll do it too. Why not? Even if I can't get a prize, I want to try to be healthy over Pesach. Okay. So before I show you this video, and I'm going to show it to you right now, actually, I'm not going to make you wait another second, but I put in the beginning, I wanted you to understand, exactly who this person is. So I told you he's a big tzaddik, but I want you to see why. He goes to hospitals. He goes to army bases. He goes to the actual like place in Gaza where the soldiers are, and he brings them things that they need. Like he brought a whole truck filled with washing machines, okay? And so that they could wash their uniforms, because like you might not realize that a soldier wears the same uniform for like 2 weeks straight. And can you imagine how smelly and disgusting that is? So he thinks about the things that you don't necessarily think about that, are very, very important for the soldiers. And he just really wants to say thank you to you guys. And you'll see what he says. Now I'm waiting for the video to load. It's like, it's going. I'm giving it a second. So now I'm just going, Mary had a little lamb, while I'm waiting for it to load, but it's going to be worth it. Emertz Hashem, because it's going to be ready in 5, in 4, in 3, in 2, and 1, and 0, and hello, blast off.
Shai
Graucher is a tzaddik who goes around doing chesed for almost every single waking second of his day. Since the war started in Israel, so many of us saw videos of him giving out presents, iPads, anything that will make people smile. People who were affected in the war because they were fighting and they got hurt, people whose family members were affected, people who need food for Shabbos because, the parents are busy with whatever's going on in their lives, always bringing smiles, always bringing simcha, and making people happy. And that's the only thing that he's bringing smiles to faces of Jews. It doesn't matter, making a Kiddush Hashem, doesn't matter what kind of Jew they are, and always davening and connecting to Hashem and meeting with Rabbanim and supporting Torah and learning Torah and davening to Hashem for success. And it's amazing to see how somebody like him, he really, really wants to do mitzvos more than anything in the world.
The soldier is sitting and saying Tehillim. אתה רוצה ש"ס רגיל או ש"ס שוטנשטיין?
שוטנשטיין?
אוקיי, one second.
אני מתעלם במקום. זהו, אני
וואו! מוטי, אתה ברמקול, ואני נמצא עם חייל מיוחד שהיה בהתקלות מאוד מאוד קשה, והוא רק שמע שוטנשטיין, הוא רואה עיניו, אבא אומר שאתמול הוא דיבר על זה, רק הוא אומר שבשביל לקנות ש"ס שוטנשטיין צריך להיות עשיר. יאללה, בעזרת השם. People that just random, people that are not feeling well, that came to the hospital. Oh, people asked them, who's all these people? What's going on here? What is this? They're dancing here? What's the connection? ומה אמרת להם?
שזה יהודים שאוהבים אחד את השני ואחד עוזר לשני.
Wow, it's Jewish people that love each other and just want to be together.
Hi, welcome to the Tehillim Army. It's a very, very big schus to have you on the program. And we've been doing this for 6 months now. And the amount of people who have reached out to me and said, when are we going to get, Shai Graucher, which, by the way, you'll tell me if I said your name correctly, because a lot of people say it different ways. When are we going to get him to come talk to the kids? So this is a very big moment for us. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity. And it's a big honor to be on this. I'm actually very excited and with tears in my eyes because the kids that are watching and hearing don't even understand what their Tehillim are doing for the people here in Israel. And I've been telling a lot of them, the families, Yesoimim, widows, of course, soldiers that lost their hands, their legs, their eyes, and hostages family. And I'm telling them about those special kids all over the world that are just taking their time to say Tehillim, and they're caring about the people in Israel. And every single time I'm telling them, we don't understand how it gives them chizuk, taking their pain, making them happy. They hear that there's people, and it's not the only people, it's kids that, kids like to play every single game in the world or just have fun, but to take the moment of saying Tehillim and showing their caring and love when they're very, very young makes everybody feel amazing. So that's my first opportunity to thank on the name of so many families that are just thanking you. And I am saying the thank you for them. So thank you, all the special kids. And thank you, Mora, for being able to do this and giving so much chizuk to people here in Israel. Ashreichem and Ashreich Elkeichem.
Thank you for doing that, because that's what we always want to hear. And I've told the kids here know that I've told them before that when people say to me, I'm going to Israel, I'm going to Eretz Yisrael, what can I do for you when I'm there? Can I get you something? And what can you do? And the only thing I tell them is, whoever you see that looks like they need a hug or they need a little bit of extra like love or just knowing that like we're there for them, just tell them that there's thousands of kids in America and in, like you said, around the world, but mainly in America, who are saying Tehillim every single night, and we never ever stop thinking about them. And that's the only thing I want you to do when you're in Israel. And Baruch Hashem, it's so, and that's important. But to hear that you are also doing that for us is a gift to us. And I think all of the children will agree, right, kids? Right? It's when we hear that somebody's telling them that we're doing this, it's beyond the tefillah itself. It makes us feel like it's so, so important what we're doing. So I guess, could you tell the kids, they've seen videos of you and what you do, but a little bit about what you do. And then if there's anything interesting or inspiring you could share with us.
So first of all, I'm sure there's a lot of kids here that send me videos or pictures that their costume on Purim was myself. It was very funny and gives a lot of chizuk. So it's also an opportunity to thank them. You're amazing.
That's really cute.
And I really appreciate. I really appreciate it. But so basically, since Simchas Torah, we've been my whole team together. We're waking up every single day. When we sleep, we don't really sleep a lot, but we have one mission, and the mission is to bring everybody together, no matter where the person coming from. Doesn't matter how much of the person is learning or not learning, praying or not praying. Israel was going through a very, very hard time of sinas chinam that was going on here. And we know that when our people that want to destroy us, we just saw it in Purim in the Megillah with Oman Russia that wanted to laharogu lahashmid, to lahabed everybody. And the tikkun was lech kenoset kol hayudim, to make achdus. And achdus is coming by being able to see in a good eye what other people have. And we just finished the yortzeit of the Noam Elimelech, and he has a famous song, Ade Rabbe Ten B'Libeinu, Shenireh Kol Echad Malas Chavereinu, V'Lo Chesroino. And what is he saying after? After a person is seeing the good that other has, and not to see the bad. V'Shenedahaber Kol Echad Es Chaveiro B'Derech HaYoshor, to be able to speak in the right way, even when we don't agree with something. And I'm sure when you're very young and you're a kid, sometimes we get excited and angry very, very quick. But here we were seeing a lot of people that are not agreeing with things and just talking not nicely, beating up each other. And eventually the Arabs, the Hamas, saw it and they made action. And when we are not together, it's very, very difficult. And that's what we were trying to do. We were trying to bring everybody together, and we were seeing so many people that told us that before October 7, I'm a Haredi, Baruch Hashem, the schus to be a Haredi person. This is my life. I learned in yeshivas and koilalim. Now, Baruch Hashem, besides learning, we're doing a lot of chesed. Yes, also business, but the main focus, and it's an opportunity that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us the schus to be able to bring so many people together, and especially besides the chesed that is unbelievable, but the Kiddush Hashem that we are able to do, and what you're doing, kids, you are doing Kiddush Hashem. You're bringing Kiddush Hashem to the world, and I don't know if you understand what you're doing, but you're doing an amazing job. You're giving us the power to be able to do Kiddush Hashem. And this is the most important thing in those days. I'm visiting children like you that some of them lost their father, some of them lost their father and their mother. And just to be imagined, Layla said is coming. Everybody wants to be with their parents, Afikoymen, to sing Manishtana. There's going to be kids in Eretz Yisrael that are not going to be able to do it this year. And I'm just now finishing a phone call with a family that they don't know where they're going to be Pesach. I'm sure everybody here knows what are they doing for Pesach already. They're flying, they're going to their parents, parents, or grandparents, or uncles, wherever a person is going to. And this is what we're focusing now. We're focusing to bring love, support to those families. And by you praying, saying Tehillim, this is going to help us be able to get and touch every single family, because we're helping a lot of soldiers, a lot of injured soldiers, families that lost their father, of course, the hostages families, and we're raising a lot of money now. And I know that by your praying that we should be able to help those families, we're going to be succeeded, because your prayers are coming from your heart. It's a tinokos shebesrabon. And I remember as being very close to Reb Chaim Kanievsky, that we were just finishing the second yortzeit, and every time that Reb Chaim had children, they were used to say Tehillim in his room, 1 or 2 prokim, and I saw the happiness in his eyes. And this is very, very important. So you're doing the right things, and especially Reb Chaim, when it was COVID in the world, if you remember, it's already history now after this world, but it affected you also. and people were going with masks and no shows. And Reb Chaim asked me a few times, Shai, get me the Tehillim. And I got him the Tehillim, and he used to say a lot of Tehillim because he said, Et tzara liyakov, we need to pray. And when the world is shaking, afilu cherev chadam munachat al tzavoro shel odom, when the sword is here, al imno atzma min harachamim, we have to pray. So you are doing the right things. And kol hakavod to you, and don't stop. Don't stop till Mashiach comes.
That's our motto. We won't stop till Mashiach comes. Even if, let me tell you something about these kids. Even if I would stop, if I would say, I'm sorry, it's too much for me, I can't, they'll continue. That's how dedicated these kids are to Am Yisrael right now. I have stories every single day of kids who are doing such incredible things to show how much they care. And how much Tehillim is now a part of their life. And let me just ask you a question. You talked about how, let's say, this is just, I know you're involved in so many things, but sometimes when there's so many people who need our davening and our help, it's easy for us, because we're just regular people. It's easy for us to just think about one, right? Like, let's just think about one little boy who's, similar to my age, and he's going to go to the Pesach Seder. And then we could almost like imagine like, wow. And then besides that boy, there's so many other kids like that, but we could just think of one. So like, let's say this phone call that you just had, like, what could you do now for them? We know it's going to be hard, even with, let's say you could raise money, and what could you do to make their Pesach a little better? What are you trying to do for them? Like that one family that needs chizuk.
So we are raising money for 5,000 families. We're going to get them matzahs, wine, chicken, meat, eggs, fish, some yummy chocolates, of course, cleaning stuff, and everything that they need for the Chag. Besides this, we're going to get them gift cards to go buy in Children's Place, and Nike, Fox, all the stores here
Fox.
that they should be able to go.
Fox. It's very important.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So they're going to be able to go buy clothing, beautiful clothes for Yom Tov and Chag. And we have some nice books for the kids and presents. And we're very, very excited that we're able to do it. And we're packing it actually these days. And we're going to give it the whole next week. And it's all over Israel, places that I didn't even believe that Israel has such places. But we're very, very happy, very, very excited. And it's a very big schus.
Wow, that's beautiful. Well, it's very, very special. And I guess, there, like you said, there's not so much that in America we can't actually be packing the boxes. A lot of people are giving tzedakah, and a lot of you kids, a lot of your parents might have even given to this. Well, the name of your organization is B'yachad Nenaseach.
For sure,
right?
for sure.
Right.
For sure.
So a lot of,
I don't even have a
everyone.
suffix that a lot. By the way, it's not only the parents. I met kids, and kids called me and sent me WhatsApps. Oh, we raised $600 for you. We had a birthday party, my 10th birthday party, and I told my friends, I don't want a present. I want to raise money to be able to get a new tefillin to a soldier. And there was a kid that sent me the money, and there was kids that raised $100. But I felt like I'm getting $1 million. And this was the biggest koyach to help the families.
Wow. That's so beautiful. That's so special. And we know that if whatever people raise and they give it to you, we trust you 100% that you know who needs what when, as much as, like.
We have lists. We're working with, of course, the army, the government, with psychologists, everybody that we can. We're trying to work very, very hard to be able to give those people that really need our help.
Wow. That's so really, 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 really unbelievable. Thank you. Thank you for spearheading this. I know it's you and also a lot of other people, obviously, because
a lot of people.
Do you even know how many?
I'm in the videos, but Baruch Hashem, we have more than 16,000 donors, and we have a lot of volunteers and a lot of people. So it's not me. It's all of us together, including you guys, including you children that are praying for us. We are all big and a one family. And this is why we are the most special people in the world, Bnei Yisrael, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us the opportunity that no matter where we are, we get connected in a small thing, but it has to come from our heart. And I want to tell you one thing: when I'm coming in families, shiva calls, or to the hospitals, it doesn't matter what you say. The people feel. People feel when you do things from your heart. So when you're saying the Tehillim, take 10 seconds before and think about a child, a soldier, a family for 10 seconds, and then your whole davening will be different.
Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing with us. And thank you for doing this holy work for, like I said, spearheading it. Like you're like in the front of the organization and everybody behind you. And we should, like you said, keep saying Tehillim until Mashiach. And then we look forward to being with you, because you're in Eretz Yisrael right now. And that's where we're all going to be very soon.
I'm waiting to see everybody.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. And have a good Yom Tov.
Thank you so much. Good Yom Tov.
We're starting the Kimcha Pischa project. Every year, thousands of families are going to get all what they need for Yom Tov. We're going to have 12 trucks that are coming only today to make sure that we have all the supplies for this unique Kimcha Pischa project. War, no war, Klal Yisrael needs more and more chesed, and we're here to give it.
ממצרים גאלתנו, מבייס אבודים פדיסונו. היי ממצרים גאלתנו, מבייס אבודים פדיסונו. ממצרים גאלתנו, מבייס אבודים פדיסונו. ממצרים גאלתנו, מבייס אבודים פדיסונו. ממצרים.
Also this morning we have trucks that are coming. Everything is being packed. We have a full truck in 3 hours. We're going to have more trucks. Thousands of families of soldiers, families who don't have anything for Yom Tov. We're going to have everything ready.
בשר, דגים, עופות, ביצים, כל המוצרי ניקיון, כמובן כל החד פעמי למשפחות. הכי חשוב זה המכתב, שאנחנו נכתוב לכולם שאנחנו איתן לא משנה מה. ולא נשכוח שזה מגיע חג ראשון, שהולך להיות בחג, רק לדמיין שנייה, אלמנה, יושבת בלי בעלה חג ראשון, המסיסה תורה. זה פשוט לא נתפס, המספרים לא נתפסים. וזה המטרה.
אני רוצה שתגיד לי אם אתה מזהה, תסתכל, אתה רואה את החנות? תראה כמה חליפות יש פה. אתה רואה? כל זה הולך לא להיות פה בזכותך. אתה יודע איפה הולך להיות? הולך להיות על הגוף הקדוש של אברכים, של בני תורה, של עמלי תורה, אשריך ואשריך אלוקיך שזכית.
Wow. Okay. Here we are. I'm live now. This is not pre-recorded. But I'm looking at I always say this after a long video. I'm so impressed with your attention span. Like the fact that so many of you are with us and you're alert and attentive. I'm not going to embarrass anybody, but there were certain parts when I got emotional, even though I already had this conversation. And I even saw some of you wiping a tear from your eye. And one thing I love about having him on our program, and every time I watch a video of him, because there's many videos to see his chesed and the things that he's trying to help raise money for in Eretz Yisrael, he cries a lot. When you work so closely with people who are going through something hard, it's hard not to cry, and he's not ashamed of it. And his tears, sometimes when I watch someone else cry, it makes me cry. But he's such a real person that even after months and months and months of visiting people and talking to people and helping people and not sleeping, he still cries every time he thinks about even one person. Did you hear what he said? That he just got off the phone with somebody, a child who unfortunately lost both their parents, and they're going to have Pesach, and he's going to make sure that child gets a new suit for Yom Tov. He's going to make sure that they have delicious food. Like sometimes on Pesach, you want the extra treats and the lebens and all the extra things besides matzah, right? And he's going to make sure that they have a beautiful Pesach. Of course, it's not going to fill their heart with the thing that they really want most, but it's going to help them a lot. And just to know how much people care. People like you. And he couldn't stop thanking you. And I hope you realize how important all of your role is in this war, in the whole world, not just in Eretz Yisrael, but here and there together. And at the very end, I was inspired to play music at the end. Did you notice a song that I played all the way at the end? Did you notice that? It was the song Al HaTzadikim. And after we say Tehillim tonight, I'm going to tell you why I chose that song, okay? So I'm probably going to forget. So if my teleprompter is listening, you could text me to remind me to say why I chose the song Al HaTzadikim from the Journeys album for this ending piece of the video. All right, everybody, take out your Tehillim. And today, before we say our Tehillim, we're saying Tzadi Aleph, Perek Tzadi Aleph tonight. And before we say Perek Tzadi Aleph, I don't know if you heard, but one of the things that Shai Graucher shared with us is that before we say Tehillim, to make it even more special, we're going to stop and think for a few seconds. He recommended 10 seconds to think about one situation that you could be davening for in Eretz Yisrael. So think about, one child whose father is fighting and he doesn't know if his father is coming home for the Seder. Or think about one woman who has a newborn baby and her husband is drafted to fight and she's, has a busy household. And we could think about whatever. Think about one person in Klal Yisrael who you can have in mind before your Tehillim today. We're going to say Tzadi Aleph. Everyone take out your Tehillim and hold it up proudly. I want to spotlight the Kornberg family. Let's see over here. Oh boy, Kornberg family. Before you were in outer space, could you take off your background? Because I want to see something behind you. Do you know how to take off your background? Because I was calling on you because I noticed something about the wall in your house. She's trying to figure out her background, but I noticed, oh, there it is. Okay. Can you show us what's there? Could you unmute yourself? Could you unmute yourself? I'm being very complicated. Oh, hi. What's your name?
Eliana.
Hi, Eliana. What's behind you? Can we get a good look at that? It looks like Mitzrayim.
Yeah, so my parents took a picture of us and then they took a background and they put
the Kornberg kids are leaving Mitzrayim.
Yeah.
Can you go closer? Yeah. I love it. Because it says in the Haggadah, Eliana, that we should imagine that we left Mitzrayim, right? Every person needs to imagine that we left Mitzrayim. Is that why your parents did it?
Yeah.
Yeah? You look really happy to leave Mitzrayim in that picture.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, it's so cute. Do you have your Tehillim?
Yes.
Okay, get ready. Tzadi Aleph. Thank you for being part of the Tehillim army, Eliana. Okay, let's say hello to that incredible Sivitz. Mazel tov on your nephew's bris. She has 2 Tehillims. Are you holding 2 for yourself? Okay, why not? It definitely caught my attention. Let's say hello to the incredible Chaykins. Hi, welcome to the Tehillim army. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna choose somebody who's opened up to Tzadi Aleph. Let's see who's opened up to Tzadi Aleph. Oh, I see. Hi, Adina R. I don't know if that's you or your mommy or somebody, but hi. Welcome to the Tehillim army. Okay, so Tzadi Aleph today is going to be led by, I think your name is Eliyahu. Are you Eliyahu?
Yeah.
You are? Yeah. Hi. Hi, Suleiman of Mishpacha.
Say hi. Hi.
Quickly, everyone tell me your names.
Yosef Chaim.
Yosef Meyer. Hello.
No. Yosef Chaim.
I'm really getting old. It's not normal. Yosef Chaim. Next.
David.
Hi, David. Are you Eliyahu?
No.
I- Yeah, and you're Racheli. Nice to meet you. And where do you guys live?
Queens. In the Queens.
Okay, okay. Do you go to Beis Yaakov, Queens?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is Mrs. Frank, who's the best dance teacher in the whole school? Is Mrs. Frank the best dance teacher in the whole school? You better say yes.
Yeah.
She's my bubby. You know that?
Wow.
Do you know that Mrs. Frank is my bubby?
Yeah. No, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Well, now you know, so you better behave yourself. I'm just kidding. Okay, we're gonna say Perek Tzadi Aleph. Eliyahu, how old are you?
6.
You're 6 years old. Okay. Well, that's amazing that you're ready and willing and confident to lead Tzadi Aleph. I think you're gonna do a beautiful job. This is a very important parak, and especially since we talked a lot today about soldiers and how we have to daven for them. This is the parak that we beg Hashem to protect them, and we ask Hashem to protect them from all sorts of things, and they shouldn't be afraid, right? They shouldn't be afraid because it could be scary to be in a war. So we daven that they shouldn't be afraid. Okay, you start. Ready?
Ready?
Eliyahu, you could start. Pasuk Aleph, whenever you're ready. Yoshev b'seisar elyon b'tzel Shaddai Yeslonan.
Omar Adonai Masi Udasi.
Keep going. Elohai.
Elohai Eftach
Omar Ladonai Machsi Umeshudasi Elohai Eftach Bo.
Yatzilcha Mipach Yakush Midavar
He who Yatzilcha Mipach Yakush Midavar Havos.
Lach B'Sachat Kenaval Tachtatina V'Chera Amito.
Ve'evra so Yasech Lach V'Sachas Kenafav Hachseh Tina V'Sochera Amito.
Lo Tira Mipachat V'Lach Mechetz Ya'uf Yomam.
Lo Sira Mipachad Laila Mechetz Ya'uf Yomam.
Midaver Ba'ofel Ya'ahwa Miketev Yashuf Zaharayim.
Midavar Ba'ofel Yahaloch Mikatev Yashud Saharayim.
Iko Mitzidecha Elef Urvava Midinecha Elecha Yigash.
Yipol Mitzedecha Elef Urevava Miminecha Elecha Lo Yigash.
Rak Be'enecha Sahi Veshilumat V'Sha'im Tir'eh.
Rak Be'enacha Sabi Veshilumas Resha'im Tir'eh.
Ki ata Adonai Nafsi Elyon Shamta Me'ona.
Hi ata Adonai Machsi Elyon Samta Me'onacha.
Lo Te'ona Elecha Ra'a V'Naga Lo Yikra Ve'ahalacha.
Lo Se'una Elecha Ra'a V'Nega Lo Yekrav Ve'ahalacha.
Timal Achal Yitzaver Lo Yishmarcha Bechol Derachecha.
Ki Malachav Yetzav Velach Leshmarcha Bechol Derachecha.
Al Kapayim Yisa Uncha Pentika Ba'Even Raglacha.
Al Kapayim Yisa Uncha Pen Tigo Ba'evan Raglacha.
Al Shachal Valdesen Tipra תרמוס כפיר ושמים.
Al shachal vafestan tidroch tirmos kefir v'sanin.
כי חשק ואפלתהו על דגלהו כי ידע שמי.
Ki vi chashak va'afaltehu asagvehu ki yada shemi.
יקראני ועיניהו עמו אנוכי בצרה אחרתהו ואכבדהו.
Yikra'eni ve'anehu imo anochi betzara achaltehu va'achabdehu.
אורך ימים אביהו ועריהו בשועשים.
Orach yamim asbiehu ve'arehu bishu asi. Beautiful job. I'm going to say the Mishaberach, and we'll have in mind all of the soldiers and their families and everybody in Am Yisrael who needs our tefillos. You could say Amen, okay? Suleiman of Mishpacha. Mishaberach Avosinu Abraham Yitzchak Yaakov Hu Yivarech Es HaChayalim HaOmdem HaMishmar Artinu Va'arei Elohinu Yitin Adonai Es Ayavinu HaKamim Alinu Negafem Lefnehem HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yadbar Soninu Tachtehem Ve'atrim Bekasar Yeshua U'Va'ataras Nitzachom V'Kuyam Behem HaKasav Ki Adonai Elohichem HaHolich Imachem V'Hilachim Machem Emayvichem L'Hoshia Eschem V'Nomar Amen.
Amen.
Beautiful. Okay, that was so special. Are you in first grade?
Yeah.
Wow, that is so awesome that you just led Tehillim for so many people. A very long parak too. Do you have any special shout outs or something that you want to say to everyone?
Yeah.
What do you want to say?
All the incredible kids, and they should bring Moshiach closer.
Okay, I think that they are already, and that includes you. What about your siblings? Do you guys want to say anything?
I think he said everything already.
Love that. Okay, guys, have a good Shabbos. Thanks for joining the Tehillim Army. You were amazing. Okay. 1 second. It's not muting for some reason. It looks like you guys got to make noise for the rest of the program tonight. Okay. I don't know. Could you guys mute yourselves? I don't know why it's like not working for me. Okay. So, sometimes I think I know everything and I just don't. I have no clue how to mute everyone. So we say Gam Zoom Latova. Obviously. What else? Okay. Thank you. I got a couple reminders. And before I say, Suleimana family, are you able to mute yourselves? It's not working? The weirdest thing ever. Okay, I think they're muted now. Okay. Anyways, now I can't remember what I was saying. Okay, I was saying, two things. First of all, we're going to do raffles. I have a little fresh raffle tonight. We have some new people who donated prizes. Again, if you want to be part of contributing prizes to encourage attendance on the Tehillim Army, you can totally reach out to me all the time, ikidspodcast@gmail.com, and say, hey, I'd like to sponsor prizes or whatever, and I'll tell you how you could do that. So I'll tell you the prizes in just a moment. But before, when I was showing you the video of Shai Graucher, who joined us from B'Yachad Nenatzeach, which is the name of the organization that he runs in Eretz Yisrael, along with many people. There's like thousands of people who help out in order to do so much work in Eretz Yisrael. But he's in charge basically, and he's really unbelievable. But in the it was probably was it 2 years ago or 3 years ago already when A.B. Rattenberg's CD came out with like some new Journey songs in it. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? That song Al Had Tzadikim? Yeah. So the story, and I'll tell it to you very, very quickly. If you know it already, I'm sorry, but I know that every time I hear the story, it inspires me again. And I'll tell you why it inspired me today the most. Basically, it's a Pesach story. And a story is a song that E.B. Ramberg turned it into a song, but it's a true story that after the war in Europe, it was a sad time for the Jewish people, about like 70 plus years ago. And it was a very, very sad time. And lots of Jews were very, very sad. And some of them didn't know where their family was, and they were very sad. But even when Jews are sad, and even when Jews have hard times, we're so proud to be a Jew that what do we always want to do? We want to find a way to do a mitzvah. That's what we do. That's who we are. That's what we've been doing. When we left Mitzrayim, we tried to do that, right? The Jews left Mitzrayim, like they were broken. They had a hard life there. And then they always wanted to learn how to do more mitzvos. So after the war was over, there was a big Rebbe who was baking matzahs. They didn't have a lot of ingredients. They had nothing. So he was like using whatever he had, flour and water, and doing the mitzvah. And, you know, when you bake matzahs, they say like, l'shem matzos mitzvah, and he was probably doing that. And he was with his son, and the Rebbe and his son were baking matzos with so much love for Hashem, even though they were so sad. And they were doing the mitzvah with so much love, and they continued, they were baking matzahs. And then once they had the matzahs, they didn't have a lot. There was a lot of Jews who wanted matzahs, and they said, okay, anybody who wants a matzah, you're normally on Pesach, show me with your fingers, how many matzahs do you need on Pesach? You need 3. That's right, Hecht family. You need 3 matzahs at least at your Seder. But there wasn't enough because they didn't have enough ingredients. And there was a huge line of Jews that even though they were Jews who went through something so sad, they still wanted to do the mitzvah for Pesach, and they lined up and they were waiting for their matzahs, and you were only allowed to take 1. And then the line went, and people got 1 matzah, and that's all they had for the whole Pesach, 1 matzah. And they went home. I mean, I don't know about you, but like when you start to buy in our house, when we buy matzah for Pesach, we have like boxes and boxes and boxes and boxes. Who has boxes of matzah? Anybody want to show me? Anyone in their kitchen now? It has like a million jillion boxes of matzahs, because like that's usually what happens when people get ready for Pesach. They need a lot of matzah, especially if they have company coming. Anyways, they got 1 matzah. Finally, the line stopped because a very chashuv looking young man came to get matzah, and he whispered to the Rebbe, he said, my father is another Rebbe. He's very, very important. And we're going to need more than 1 matzah. He's very chashuv, my father. So my father, I need 1 for myself, and I'm picking up 3 for my father, because my father's so chashuv, he needs 3. And for a second, the Hasidic Rebbe who was giving out the matzahs was thinking like, for real? Like, we've just been through so much. The Jewish people just got like so much like suffering. And then there's going to be people who think that they could get more than 1 matzah. But then he said, you know what? Kind of like what Shai Graucher was just telling us. We say, Hashem, give us in our heart. We say in the tefillah of Adarabah, right? He mentioned the Noam Elimelech. We say, Hashem, make us see other people for the right reasons, and let us love other people in our hearts. We just want to love other Jews. And he thought, and since he was such a holy man, he was like, I'm going to remember that he's a big tzaddik, and I'm totally sure that there's a reason why he needs 3 matzahs, and I'm going to give him. So even though it was probably very hard for him, he counted at 1, 2, 3, 4, and he gave it to the man, and he left. Right before Pesach, that young man came back, and he says to the son of this Rebbe who was giving out matzahs, he said, hi, can I ask you a question? My father, the one who came and asked for 4 matzahs, we have a feeling that you didn't keep any matzahs for yourself. You probably gave away all your matzahs that you worked so hard to make, and you probably have no more matzahs left. Is that true? That it's true. There were so many Jews who wanted to have matzahs for Pesach. We have none left for ourselves. We have no more matzah. And he said, that's what my father thought. My father said that you're going to do that. And then he pulled out of his bag that he had with him 1, 2 matzahs and said, this is for the Rebbe and his son, because we knew that you would not keep matzahs for yourself. So we only took 4 matzahs so that we could have 1 each, but the 2 extras we're giving back to you because we took them for you, because we knew that you care so much about other Jewish people, no matter what, no matter who. When there's a hard time, you're going to do it for everyone. And we knew that you wouldn't think about yourselves. And when I heard that song the first time, I was very inspired because the high part, I wish I could sing it, but I'm not going to sing because we have, a whole hush of an audience here. It's not like a women's choir or anything. But the song is about, it goes, Al HaTzadikim, they lift us up when we stumble and fall. And then it says, only Hashem knows the burden they bear for us all. And I didn't understand. I couldn't understand the song. I'm like, what does that have to do with the story so much? I didn't really understand it so much. I'm like, it's such a beautiful story and it gives me chills and it's so special that people care so much about other Jews. But like, what is it that they're carrying for us? And then I met Shai Graucher. And after I met him, I said, this man is who the song is about. This man, only Hashem knows the burden that he is bearing for us all. That means that only Hashem knows how much he's doing, how many people he's talking to that are telling them the craziest stories that I don't even want to hear about because they make me too sad to hear about, but he hears it all. And only Hashem knows how much pain he carries for other people. And I feel like if that story happened to him with like the matzahs, do you think he would keep any matzahs for himself? What do you think? I feel like he didn't. So it's like, I feel like he wouldn't. I feel like that is the kind of tzaddik that we have. I just want you to understand what kind of tzaddik you just heard from tonight. And if we could try to just be a little bit like that in our lives and look at other Jews, and it doesn't matter what type they are, right? It doesn't matter if there's a kid who's Hasidish and a kid who's Sephardi and a kid who's modern and a kid who's yeshivish, and all these words, they don't mean anything because we all could just respect each other and love each other and give them all our matzahs if we had to. Know what I'm saying? So let's all try to be like that. And on that note, I'm going to show you, this is the new book from Art Scroll. We're going to be giving away 3 of them. Actually, this is not like a picture book. It's like a little bit more mature. It's called Leaving Mitzrayim, A Jewish Boy's Ancient Diary. And I'm so excited to read it because it's like for a little bit, it's like older kids like my age, like 10, 11, 12. Ha ha ha. Okay, so I'm going to show you some other prizes also. Let me just show you over here because now little Tzafligan over here. Okay, so the 3 of those we have. Why did it freeze? That's fun. We have a Kichelet game, and we have I don't know where it went. Here it is. Okay. We have a Kichelet game. You guys know the Kichelet game. And we also have this book sponsored anonymously by a family called A House Full of Torah. Also, interestingly, about Rav Chaim Kanievsky, who we spoke about tonight. And we also have a singing karaoke machine. So, and then after that, we have prizes, 5 tickets again for the separate raffle entry for people in the New York, New Jersey area for boys only. You'll see. Mirza Hashem, one day we're going to do something for girls only also. People are like, why are you doing tickets for boys only? I'm like, because sometimes some things are just for the boys and some things are just for the girls. And then you enjoy the experience in a whole different way. Okay, let's see. And I'll tell you more about that in a minute. Okay, let me just pull up my raffle over here. I know my story time took a long time. I know. I'm going to go all the emails. Okay, here we go. For the first winner of the Leaving Mitzrayim brand new book. Let's go. Leaving Mitzrayim 2.0. And our first winner is the InKredible Eliyahu. She's my niece. Deb Moses at gmail.com. Hi, you're a little young for this. Maybe your parents will read it. Maybe your parents will read it to you. Okay, next one. Leaving Mitzrayim. The Holzers, aholzer515 at gmail.com. Okay, and the third winner. Okay. The Gerson family, SHG557 at hotmail.com. You are the third winner of that prize. And now for the singing karaoke machine. The singing karaoke machine. Thank you to the Core family for sponsoring. The Karis Kids, chanaspira@gmail.com. And now for the Kichelit game. Thank you to the Goodman family for sponsoring. And the winner is the Gormans, rickagorman@gmail.com. Okay, and now for the book, A House Full of Chesed, sponsored anonymously. And our winner of the night is the Nirins, Rachie Ima at optonline.net. Okay, so that was for that raffle. Now for the bonus raffle. Let's see, there's 5 tickets. The concert is coming up really, really, really soon, next week. And you can check out, it's called the Ultimate Farbring, ultimatefarbring.com. And there's going to be Barry Weber and Lipa Schmelzer and Dovi Meisels. And there's going to be Arla Samit. And I'm missing one of them. Who am I missing? Lipa. Did I say Lipa? I don't know. Not sure. But it's to help Shai Graucher. And it's for all the money that they make from this concert goes to Biyachad and Atzeach. So you could even probably use tzedakah money for it. Okay, let me see. Concert tickets. Okay. I'm going to share that screen over here. Whoever wins gets 5 tickets for Tuesday night's show, April 16th at the Ritz Theater in Elizabeth, New Jersey. 1, 2, 3. May the best one win. Hello, Goldstein drummers. The Englanders, blooms88@gmail.com. Blooms88@gmail.com. Okay, so all of the winners tonight can email ikidspodcast@gmail.com. And, you know, when people are getting ready for Pesach, it's very, very helpful to have something to do. And actually, it's really interesting because InKredible Kids podcast, which if you're a listener, you'll know what I mean. You don't watch it. You just listen to it, right? You go to InKredibleKids.org and you can listen on the 24/6 app, on the Naki Radio, on Spotify, on Apple Music, on the website, wherever you listen to podcasts. And it's very good for multitasking. Actually, when I listen to a podcast, it actually helps me clean up, you know? So if you're helping clean for Pesach or you're packing for something or whatever, you could listen at the same time. Or you're traveling. Oh, lots of travelers listen to InKredible Kids podcast. And I am working with Hashem on a new episode, and it's always fun to plan that, but I'll let you know when that's ready. But in the meantime, if you have to catch up on old episodes, there are plenty of them. Go check them out at InKredibleKids.org and like it and share it, and that helps it spread. And everybody, before I say goodbye, I'm going to tell you about Sunday, Eretz Hashem. So next week on Sunday, we're going to be back here at the Tehillim Army at 6 p.m. with a very chashuv individual. His name is Rabbi Moshe Weinberger. Rabbi Moshe Weinberger is joining us on Sunday night at 6 o'clock p.m. And I am so humbled and excited to be able to introduce him to all of you. You want to be there. Trust me. And Eretz Hashem, it's going to be a beautiful week for all of Klal Yisrael. Nisan is a time of Geula, and I hope Mashiach comes before then. Meanwhile, have a good Shabbos. Like Shai Graucher said, never stop saying Tehillim. And remember, you are all incredible kids. Good night, everyone. Bye.